welcome back to Good Day State Line. We are hanging out with Chief DeMick and the Byron Fire Department. We have a lot to cover today about what really happens here at the fire department, including this really cute and important house. So tell us a little bit about this.
Well, this was built several years ago by many of the members. I think it was about 30 years ago, as part of their life safety effort to educate children about some of the dangers that would be found in the house. It starts out with a garage and works our way here, so come on in and I'll show you a little bit about it. So in this room is the living room, and you'll see different things, like you'll see the space heater, and they talk about the fireplace. You'll see, where they have an ashtray, and they'll talk about those things, or candles, and anything that should be attended, never left unattended. So I'll talk about things such as that. Then as they come through the kitchen here, they talk about hazards here, from anything that you see like an iron to, having how things are set on a stove, making sure the knobs are off. We work our way down into the bathroom. We talk about hazards that could be associated with being in a tub, and then obviously we move on to the bedroom. We've also even used this sometimes to talk to our younger firefighters about search patterns and looking for kids inside a bedroom and stuff like that. But this is primarily built around education for the young children. This is part of our thing, part of what we do.
I can see how that would make such a difference. You can tell kids stuff, but when you show them, it actually helps a lot more for them to see what's happening.
And this has always been a great thing. During time fire prevention, it's always been a very big thing here in Byron. So,
all right, I know there's a ton of other things you're going to tell us about, because we may think we know what a typical day in the life of a firefighter is, but we probably don't.
Well, and we will. We'll cover a lot of that and what we do in the day-to-day operations. So come on, we'll talk about some more stuff.
All right. All right, so there's a lot of different vehicles, a lot of different pieces of the puzzle here. I don't know what you do.
Well,
Which one do you grab? Which one do you go in?
How about that? This is one of our engines. The engine companies are primarily involved in fire attack suppression operations. They carry 1,000 gallons of water, has a 1,500 gallon minute pump. It has a variety of different hoses on it, as well as a deck gun for master streams, or to put down large amounts of water for large fires. Moving over to our next vehicle here, this is our ladder truck. This is 95-foot midship tower ladder, but this also has fire attack capabilities as well. Working from the platform, firefighters can use that to open roofs. They can also apply water to various angles or from above a building. It can be used in a barn fire. It can be also used as a high anchor point in special rescue operations as well. If we continue on a little bit further, this is one of our brush units. This also works as one of our, we also use this to remove snow around the facility when we get heavy snowstorms like that. Then further over this way, we have our 2 ALS ambulances, okay? Both are equipped with monitors, drugs, things like that to provide advanced life care. And I said we have 2 of those available. Further over, we have our heavy squad. This is used in auto extrications, also used in technical rescue environments that can be involved in confined space, building collapse, trench rescue, as well as rope operations. Utility vehicle, our command cars, and over here, this is Tender 471. This carries just over 2,200 gallons of water. This also has fire attack capability as well, and also has porta tanks when we have to shuttle water into our rural areas. So we do have a variety of different things to meet with a variety of different challenges that we can see here in Byron.
So when you start your day, do you get assigned to a different vehicle, or is it depending on what happens throughout the day? Do you know what you're going to do?
Well, let me bring you over here and I'll show you our board, and we'll start out the day. How about that? On this board, for example, the vehicles that we're staffing today, we have the engine assigned with 4 people here, and then the truck will have 2. If there's a mutual aid call, depending on that, we have our driver, our officer, and the 2 firefighters that will be responding. Our duty chief today is Deputy Chief Tim Salo. And then on our medic, we'll have Kayla Casal and Lieutenant Stiegel serving as our paramedic today. And then the backup to that will be Dave DeSico and Lieutenant Brantner.
So when are you ready to actually be on the board, from day one?
Well, there's 2 basic certifications. One is basic firefighter and EMTB. Some people, if they have their basic operations firefighter, we may put them onto under the back step of the engine. Once they get their EMTB, they will be allowed to drive the ambulance after they get X amount of hours acquired. So depending on how much training they've had, if they're green, or like in our case of the young man here with us today, he's been through his basic firefighter training, he gets to plug in fairly quickly. That process can take roughly about 4 months before we get our desperate firefighter training and EMT before we're able to make the operation on one of the rigs.
And I feel like you have some other stuff you're going to show us.
Well, we have a couple of things that we could see, and let's take a look around.
Okay, so now we're in a totally different room. I see a lot of trophies. I see a lot of names. Where are we?
This is just kind of the historical room of the fire department. This is a 1929 Chevy fire apparatus. It was restored some 30 years ago by our Firefighters Association. And we've done a lot to sponsor baseball teams, and it just collects a little bit of a history here. We have a bell that we use during line of duty death ceremonies and other things. So this is just part of our history. The pole from the original firehouse, which is what the ale house was, and then it moved to where the city hall is, and now this is our third building that we've had now. So that's actually been the home to fire and fire protection.
All right, so the big question of the day is, if you're looking to be a Byron firefighter or a member of this awesome community, how do we make that happen?
Well, right now on our website, you go to joinbyronfire.com. It'll link you to a part-time application. Fill out the form, get in contact with Deputy Chief Andy Polich, and we'll work on bringing you in and see if it's a good fit for us and for the community. So we'd love to have you on board, and so please fill out an application.
Coming up next on GDS, we are trying elderberry syrup and jelly, and I think honey too. We'll be right back.